And now back to Property Source Radio with your hosts, Steve and Pat. This segment is brought to you by Guaranteed Home Mortgage. When you do business with us, you are a customer for life.
I hope you were at least sitting on your deck this morning enjoying breakfast on this beautiful Saturday morning with Property Source Radio. Steve Hausman, Pat Coyne, Alex, and Lana Torre joins us, as she does in the middle Saturday of every month.
Oh, good morning. Good morning to everybody.
We're going to get to your guests, but of course we have to get an update here from Alex, Property Source News.
Freddie offers cash incentives for buying condos. I'm Alex with your Property Source News, brought to you by WNYOpenHouse.com. For a listing of open houses in your area, go to WNYOpenHouse.com. Freddie Mac's Home Steps unit is offering cash to buyers willing to purchase one of its foreclosed condos that have been lingering on the market. It's hoping to unload some of the high inventory of foreclosed condos through the incentive program known as Home Steps Condo Cash. Condo buyers of Home Steps properties can get up to $15,000 to help pay for standard homeowner association dues. The offer is only valid to owner-occupant buyers on the Home Steps condos that have been on the market for at least 120 days. Buyers must submit offers between August 15th and November 15th to close escrow by December 30th. Some of the homes also come with a 2-year Home Protect warranty program to cover electrical, plumbing, air conditioning, heating, and other major appliance systems.
Wow.
I'm going for that one.
That's maybe the best news I've ever heard.
You realize if we just buy 100 condos, we can jam $1.5 million in our pockets, lie on each one of them, and say we're owner occupied on each one. We're going to be loaded in no time.
See, you think way bigger than me. I'm just thinking of getting one.
$15,000. Nah, I want $1.5 million.
What's that website again? Because I mean, we should put a link to it because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be kind of interested in this. So, and let me summarize again. The government is going to give you cash incentives to buy condos that have been stuck on the market for 4 months.
Yes, it's actually Freddie Mac through their Home Steps program is going to give you $1,500 to help pay for like your homeowners association.
Now you said $15,000 the first time.
I did?
Yeah,
oh yeah. Sorry. Okay, so we're back down a
suddenly
little
it's
bit.
not so attractive.
No, I can buy 1,000 of them.
Okay.
Then we're ready to back up at $1.5 million.
I'm sorry. I thought I said $1,500. Okay,
Don't worry
anyway.
about it. No big deal. So and it's called Home
Steps. You can go to www.homesteps.com/smartbuy for more information.
We'll put a link. We have a link already, I'm sure, on our site, Property Source.
Yes, Jeff is doing it as we speak.
PropertySourceRadio.com.
Good news article. I like that one.
Great. Okay, Lana, what did you think of that? You want to buy about 15,000 condos now in Pat Coyne style and get rich?
Yeah.
Yes. Are you going to be my agent?
I'm gonna, yeah. Well, no, I don't want to be your agent. That's a lot of work.
Oh.
Why don't I be your partner? You and I'll go buy them all. We'll just go and bomb into cities in the South, get them all, buy them up, Vegas, whatever. Who cares?
Can
Phoenix?
I redecorate them?
Absolutely. Have fun with it.
Can we buy all new sofas from Alan, our guest
Absolutely.
today?
Yeah.
That was going to be my lead-in because Lana's
I'm
guest
reading
today.
your mind.
Lana's guest today can furnish any condo you have, any house you have. Go for it.
The best.
Good morning. How are you today?
Alan Brandt is the owner of Bayles Leather House on Route 96 in Victor, a family business that has been going for 80 years.
Now,
Wow.
That's even before I was born.
You sure?
I'm sure.
80 years.
Thanks, Alan.
Yeah. I didn't say it.
I
would
bought
never.
my first furniture 40 years ago from Alan's father from the store on East Avenue.
Really?
It was the most beautiful store in Rochester.
Oh.
And I wish I had that furniture now. You know, I gave it away to friends, you know, who had children going off to college. But
Whereabouts on East Ave was it?
It was right at Winton and East Avenue across from the Brighton. And it was at that location for about 40 years and originally started down in Rochesterville.
See, because that's right near me. I live right near East, just off East Ave, right there. And how long has it been since it wasn't there?
About 15 years.
let me think
And now
about
there's, then they finally tore it down about 5 years or so.
Okay, where the Boxman was.
Exactly, in the record archive.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gosh, that's some staying power. I mean, if you can stay in business and still actively in business for 80 years, you're doing something right. What is it?
Work. Just being there every day.
Yeah.
Hoping to have a pulse of what people want. And one of the lines that we carry is Hardin Furniture, which is actually manufactured in New York, and they've been around since 1844. So they are the country's oldest furniture manufacturer.
When you've been in business, I want to talk a little bit about hardened furniture, but first, when you've been in business for 80 years, is it based on return business? People just, generation upon generation says, yep, that's where we buy our furniture, or do you still actively have to look for new customers?
You're always looking, but a big part of being in business is branding. And we have a lot of people who have been coming for generations. I actually still people come in and say, I used to work with your grandfather, which seems a little hard to believe, but most of these people that are at that stage aren't very ambulatory. So,
Wow. And what are some of the types of furniture that you guys carry?
well, our specialty is leather and harden because we are the
harden.
exclusive dealer. What they sell are bedrooms, dining rooms, fabric upholstery, but the main thrust is still leather, and we are called Bayles Leather House.
Gotcha.
So
But you do carry fabric as well.
Yes, we do.
Fabric and leather.
Yes.
And the best of leathers.
Best quality.
Of leathers.
Thank you, Lana.
Alan, I have a very special relationship with Alan. Do you know why?
do we have to say on the air?
Can we
We can share it. Alan is my anagram.
Anagram.
Say that again.
You're my anagram.
What does that
Which
mean?
is?
Which is, didn't you ever see Rosemary's Baby?
Not recently.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's taking a word and moving the letters around to make another word.
Oh, so Lana and Alan.
So
Oh, I got to figure it out.
Jeez, nice work, Steve.
Oh, gosh, am I the ninth caller? Do I win, Joe Cola
You
Visor?
win
What do I
tickets
win?
to Def Leppard.
I feel very connected to Alan.
And that's as far as we'll go with the anagrams because there's some others that aren't so pleasant.
Are you Stephen with a V?
No, I'm a PH.
Oh, you are.
Well, and you asked that why?
Because if you were with a V, you'd be event.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So
You're
Pat-
too easy, Pat.
Yeah,
That is just, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
we don't know.
And Alex, you'd be Axel.
Axel.
Great.
Awesome.
All right, and we get back to this hardened furniture business. They're from upstate.
Yes.
And they're high quality stuff, huh?
Very high quality. It's manufactured in a place called McConnellsville. Has anyone ever heard that?
Yes,
You
What's-
have?
I have heard of McConnellsville. Yes.
Wow.
There must be a bar there.
Or a winery.
Anyway, McConnellsville is about 20 minutes north of the Thruway from the Canastota exit. And do you know what exit is right next to the Canastota exit, Pat?
No.
Turning Stone.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
And
Good
Turning Stone's exactly 100 miles from my house, so it's not that far away.
No, it
Not
isn't.
that you've mapped it out or
No, never.
And so, like I say, they've been around since 1844, and we've dealt with them off and on for about 30 or 40 years. And the specialty, if you will, is that they have what is called 10-way hand-tied units, and that's dealing with upholstery. And just to familiarize or let people know what 10-way hand-tied units
10-way
are.
like the number and the word way? Or is it
Yes,
like
W-A-Y.
it's not all one word, 10-way.
Nope.
Okay. I get
And
you.
it's the construction that they use. If you open up a quality sofa, there's a bed of steel coils, and each one is actually done by hand, attached to each coil 10 ways.
Oh.
And they say that the guys that do this for a living can only do it for about 15 years because their forearms actually wear out.
So this can't be done by machine. It's got to be done
Exactly.
hand.
Handmade. Very
10 way.
nice.
10. Wow.
Wow.
And this introduces the thought of the quality in the product as well.
Exactly.
Okay, so because I know I've got a couch that my kids use, and it's not I don't even think there's steel in it, and it's just, and I know it was cheap, and my kids wreck it, so I can see the difference where the quality would be there with the steel.
Yeah,
spring.
Hardin has so many unique qualities about their furniture. One thing that I find that's so interesting is they grow their own forests to
Well,
make the frames for their furniture.
They do.
Wow.
That's
They own
pretty fascinating.
20,000 acres,
20,000 acres.
That's
all in
fascinating.
New York.
Wow.
And
That's
Steve grows his own
spectacular.
herbs.
It's like really cool.
To make pesto.
They do this outside. They don't do it in the basement like Steve
Oh.
does.
Yeah. I grow all my cilantro right here in New York. But that's very interesting. I mean, they're
that
totally
cool?
New York.
Yeah.
Totally New York. And you can go on
I like that.
Wednesdays if you order a sofa, or a chair, or whatever, a dining room set. You can go on Wednesdays and watch your furniture being made by hand.
That's so cool.
Isn't that cool?
Right, the factory. That's cool.
And they actually have the sawmill right next to the factory. You can see the logs being milled, and then all the excess waste from the factory is used either for bedding for cattle or heating the factory. So it's
Wow.
Well, this is too good to be true.
Yeah.
and they've been doing this
right
for
here.
decades. It's not
Wow.
it's not in response to environmentalism. It's the way they've always done things. And
Wow.
they
That's
actually got
awesome.
Yeah, it's a neat story. They actually got their start 144 years ago by building wooden bridges. Well, in the winter they couldn't build them, so they started building chairs, and it just went from there. And they're fifth
Fascinating.
generation owned.
Does this great story and all this great quality come with a pretty steep price?
It is high end, but
Yeah.
to use that old maxim, you get what you pay for.
Seems that way.
Yeah.
Where are you guys located, by the way, on 96? We're in Victor. You're
We're
in
at the corner of Route 251 and 96.
Okay. All right. 251 and 96. Okay, good.
And another really interesting fact is that, a couple of months ago, ABC Nightly News with Diane Sawyer did several stories on Made in America, which is the hot new buzz.
Yep.
We should buy American made. And they did a story on Hardin Furniture and how unique their whole situation is to the furniture business. So much of our furniture that we buy at lower end stores is made, of course, offshore.
Yeah.
And
Offshore. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's tasteful.
Okay, yeah.
actually, you know what I think? I have a whole theory about this. I think instead of, having the furniture manufactured in, places I have visited that I would never go back, I think they should start making them. They should put the Alan, you will love this. I think
sure?
they should start manufacturing. They could put a factory right in the containers. Right?
Oh.
And cut little holes for breathing.
Live in the containers. So the containers wouldn't have to go back and forth. They could just kind of float out to sea, manufacture, and
Slip food through the cracks.
That's a bizarre thought.
isn't it a bizarre thought?
I
Yeah.
have to be honest, I'm not following.
Shipping containers.
Shipping
containers that go on the
furniture
ships.
goes
Oh,
across
I get
the
you.
ocean,
Yeah.
back and forth. Why not just put the factory right in
Right in the container. It's a good idea.
Lana Torre is with us as
She's always thinking, Lana
Wow.
Torre.
design specialist.
She doesn't sleep at night.
The Rochester economic czar.
Right. And friend to,
We're supposed to leave her mic on the whole show?
Wow.
Or what?
And Alan Brand is the owner of Bayles Leather House on Route 96 in Victor. It's Property Source Radio until 10 o'clock this morning and at propertysourceradio.com. I'm fascinated with this 10-way hand-tied spring deal. If I go to a big box store to buy furniture, would it be like two-way?
Actually, they'll use nylon straps like you'll see in folding chairs. So there's no steel involved. There's no hands-on.
People never think of this stuff when they buy furniture.
No, they don't.
Oh.
That's right.
What about cardboard frames, Alan?
Where's the lack of education, Alan? Sorry to interrupt, Lana.
That's okay.
The lack of education with the furniture buying and the consumers. What happened? Where have we gone short? Because everybody educates themselves on the cars. Everybody educates themselves on their houses, and they know everything more than a realtor now. Why is it when I trip into all these stupid stores to buy furniture, they're all different, and I don't know the difference, except when I lift one up by a couch up by the back of the seat of it, and it flips over with one finger.
Well,
That's the only
furniture is not sexy.
Is that why?
Yes, and people are spending more and more on electronics.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nobody's ever going to see you in your living room, but they'll see you driving your car, so that people want to make a statement, and so they'll have a nice car, but sometimes they
okay.
won't have anything at home, or they'll go that route because people just don't see you. So
Okay, that's an interesting
But
thought.
it's unfortunately it's just not a
Concept.
sexy industry. There's fashion involved, but one of the problems with furniture is that it's not a fashion. People will always get a new car. They'll always update their car. Where furniture will say, "Will this last 2 decades?"
That's a good
and that's
point.
a problem.
Because we have a couch in our living room that, quite honestly, we brought with us when we moved from Boston 25 years ago. And we don't sit in the living room a lot, so it looks good there. But Julie thinks it just looks so outdated, and she wants to get rid of it.
And where's that car that you came from Boston with?
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gone years ago.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Car I
Just
bought,
checking.
bought it just
Yeah.
last June, and people seem more concerned about their car than they, you probably spend more time in your house than you spend in your car.
Oh,
Exactly.
Unless you're rushing to work, Pat Coyne style.
yeah. Without his wallet.
Wow.
Well, no, this is an interesting thought because I've always wondered. I can't tell. I go to store unless somebody points it out. A good salesperson is going to point out the differences between the qualities. But a lot of times you can't really tell. You'll just get sold a bag of goods if you don't know. Obviously, you can. Some people can tell based on price. Some people are swift enough to tell. Based on what they're touching and looking at. But majority of the stuff I see, it's difficult to tell.
Well, there are consumers who shop big box stores for furniture are looking for, of course, can I have it delivered in 3 days? Does it look good? But the quality isn't there. So if you want any longevity out of your furniture, and we do, we want it. It's like buying a good pair of shoes or a good handbag. You buy something that will last. And, good quality furniture, because what we're seeing in the marketplace these days, isn't it, Alan? It's like cardboard frames and
Yes.
expensive foam interiors.
Oh,
One
yeah.
of the other beauties of the industry is you can customize. It's one of the last industries where you can customize. You go in, you say, gee, I like this frame. I want a different cover. I want to put pillows on it. You can choose everything. You can't go into a shoe store and put different laces and things. I guess you can.
Good point. Yeah.
But it can be very customized still.
Look, there are furniture stores for everybody. I mean, let's be clear here. Some people are at a certain price point, but the thing that I'm getting is look before you leap.
Exactly.
Make sure you know what you're buying before you buy it, so you're not unhappy when you get it home. All right, we have to take a break. I do want to talk about the leather part of your business. I want to find. Last week we talked to the folks at Miller Brick, and we found out that brick is brick. But apparently that's not the case with leather.
That's true. Leather is very different.
All right, hold on that thought. We'll be back with more Property Source Radio until 10 o'clock here at Sports Radio 950 ESPN.